Linda, I think I'm here as you, but it's me. There's three Lindas.
Three Lindas is scary.
Yeah, can you change my name to Jeff? No, you can't. Can I?
Yeah, I can't. It depends what permissions Christian gave.
Oh. All right, well, I don't even know which one's me. Well, that one's me.
It's sound okay? All right. Are we ready, Christian? All right, great. Well, let me start off by saying good morning to everyone. I'm truly grateful that you go all make it out of your busy schedules to spend a little bit of time to share this amazing news that I have to present to you today. Today is with great pleasure and excitement that I present to you. I'm sorry, my apologies. Oppenheimer. I'm sorry, my apologies. So today is with great pleasure and excitement that I present to you the city's budget for fiscal year 2022. Budget sets our priorities. But as former President Barack Obama once said, a budget is more than just a series of numbers on a page. It's an embodiment of our values, and we value a lot. We value safe streets, vibrant parks, clean neighborhoods, and a welcoming downtown. We also know that the biggest asset is our people. Those who live in Reading deserve nothing but the very best. In terms of public service, we always want to provide the very best. We, as fiscal protectors and responsible leaders, understand that street pavement, fixing streets, lights, and addressing quality of life issues on a daily basis is the minimum expected of us. When I became mayor, I wrote 4 foundational pillars: safe streets and neighborhoods, education and workforce development, economic and community development, and of course, responsible leadership. This budget supports those pillars. We are also aware of the toll that COVID-19 has taken on our community. Let's face it, we're not there yet, and we're tired of the dilemmas that we face on a daily basis. And we're definitely not ready to move on, but we can't, not yet, if we want to do it responsibly. As our administration looks to keep everyone safe, we must do all our part. If you are not already vaccinated, please do so. At least that's my personal responsibility and recommendation. Look at our website for vaccination opportunities as we update them regularly. Do it for yourself, your family, and of course, our entire community. Nothing in the city budget can replace personal responsibility. Nothing in a budget can replace people either. Today, pursuant to Article 9, Section 903, I present to you, the people of the city of Reading, our balanced budget and the amount of $94,782,894. This represents an increase of $2.4 million from last year's, which restores operational funding for levels of services prior to the pandemic. This modest increase is due to contractual obligations, as salaries for police officers and firefighters were adjusted to reflect their collective bargaining agreement. In total, public safety saw an increase of $960,000. I assure you that that investment we've made with our men and women in uniform and on the front lines to keep our city as safe as possible is more than worth it. I actually thank them for what they do on a daily basis. We also successfully negotiated $250,000 increase for Acme employees who make city government work smoothly on a daily basis. I thank them too. Another reason for the budget increase is to hire more staff as a result of two grants that will possibly impact our residents. First, the city has received $3 million from Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD, for a lead abatement program. This effort is targeted at removing lead-based paint from 150 of the city's oldest homes over the next 3 years. Since the 1930s, children have been exposed to the dangers of lead paint that not only stunt their physical growth, but also their learning capacities. Secondly, the city was approved for a $3 million grant to address health disparities in underserved communities. Over the next 2 years, the city will work with Penn State College of Medicine, Reading Area Community College, and Latino Collection to develop a health literacy program that increase ability, accessibility, and use of COVID-19 public health information. These funds will be used for customized outreach, education, and resources for the city of Reading diverse population. However, what you will not find in this budget is a tax increase. Let me repeat that again. There is no tax increase in this proposed budget. In fact, I'm going to ask you for a round of applause for that. Well, we did finish with a surplus of about $2.4 million last year. We are looking at a $272,000 deficit for 2021, largely due to the pandemic. However, we are able to transfer that amount from a strong and healthy fund balance, which sits at $34 million, putting us in better financial shape than most surrounding municipalities. Yearly increases in our fund balance came from saving as a result of efficiencies and cost-cutting measures. We also are pleased to announce that the city is currently on track to exit out of Act 47. Financially, the Distressed Municipality Act in the third quarter of 2022. Act 47 assisted us in stabilizing our finances while restructuring the debt. It has been a valuable tool in preserving the city's fiscal health, having gone from surpluses as high as $8 million in 2006 to deficits of more than $11 million in 2009. Moving forward, the city will continue spending responsibly while watching every dollar closely with our elected officials that include city council members and our city auditor. In addition to the city's budget, Reading will be receiving more than $61 million in American Rescue Funds intended to strengthen our communities. These funds will allow us to fix our neighborhoods, which include streets, sidewalks, parks, and playgrounds. On June 9th, the city received its first $31 million deposit, with the rest anticipated by the end of March of next year. I said on many occasions that Reading will be using these funds wisely. This one-time infusion of funding from the federal government will leave a long-lasting impact on our communities for generations to come. On Monday, October 11, our administration will be presenting before City Council what our draft will look like before taking it to the public. Shortly, we will be announcing public forums in November that would allow our residents to provide their input on how these funds will be used. As I said earlier, these funds are not only physically improve, but to social, only to physically improvement, but social ones as well. We have a responsibility to provide services to everyone, including the least fortunate in the city who have been severely impacted by COVID-19. Today, I will share with you roughly $41 million of the $61 million that have been committed, with room for more input from our residents. For starters, I am very pleased to announce $5 million to house displaced residents and assist a homeless population. The Special American Rescue Plan funding has been made available through our home program and our community development department. It will provide a significant material impact on the quality of life of homeowners and renters in distress. Before the end of this year, I will announce the formation of a task force that would include members of our administration, members of city council, social service agencies, and other stakeholders who work on a daily basis to lift others out of poverty. Breathing a new life into our neighborhood is also a top priority. For that reason, our administration has set aside $3 million to fight blight, to rehab properties that can be saved. For those that are beyond repair, we will use funding for demolition and removal. In addition, I am setting aside $2 million for a sidewalk repair program that would allow homeowners and shopkeepers to apply to fix those areas leading to their homes or businesses. I have a very productive meeting last week with council members to discuss our administration's priorities. During our summit, we discussed the need to fully collaborate on effective crime prevention and reduction. For these reasons, I am pleased to announce the creation of a neighborhood initiative program that would employ a community liaison. This city employee will not only collect information on assisting community resources, but it will also work with neighborhood organizations. This initiative will assist in the creation of perhaps block captains and to help organizations build their capacity while leveraging other community resources. The program will be paid for by the American Rescue Plan funds for the next 3 years. After his success, our administration will take the lead to find the additional resources to keep it intact. Our administration is also committing $4 million for a resident facade program for single-family homes, along with $2 million for a matching commercial facade program. We are also dedicating $3 million for community-based organizations that provide opportunities in the arts, cultural, and music for a diverse community. It is not lost on us that our climate is changing. Rivers are rising, and strong rains are increasing flooding in our region. Another funding priority is setting aside $3 million to address issues with our dams. This much needed effort would not only stabilize our dams, but also ensure that the public priority is protected and their safety is properly preserved. This effort will require partnering with our neighboring municipalities, to say the least, to maximize input. I am also pleased to announce $3.8 million for city park upgrades that will replace our aging playground equipments. That includes swings, sliding boards, and safety paddings while repaving our basketball courts and replacing hoops to breathe new life into our city's most popular sport. We will also invest in fixing our fields for baseball and soccer, which are also very popular in Reading. These fundings also sets aside $2 million for much needed repairs at Recreation Commission facilities that serve our youth and their families. Lastly, I am seeking matching funds from our community development block grant. Listen to this, to an all abilities park that will give every child with a disability an opportunity to play in a safe and welcoming environment. Part of that funding will also be dedicated for dog owners. Their pets will be free to roam, stretch, roll over, and interact with other dogs. Both of these initiatives will come from a $1 million effort that will help improve the quality of life for everyone. In conclusion, I want to stress that we will continue doing the most with your city resources, that we will pursue making improvements whenever and wherever necessary. As your mayor, I will continue creating that synergy that I often talk about, so we can make Reading the best place to work, live, learn, and raise a family. I do not want to close without thanking each and every one that has been employed in City Hall, my team that I surround myself on a daily basis, and those that go out on the front line and do their service. And of course, I cannot leave with thanking the great citizens of Reading that have learned to love and know that we're in this together. God bless you. Dios me lo bendiga. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you, everyone.